I pick up a memory. I thought I lost it long ago. Remember the freshness.
Good morning, Sven.
Good morning, Thomas.
Today we're sitting in an older part of Nederman, which you told me have seen a lot of products being shipped around to the different corners of the world. And today you also have delivered the Q4 and full year report for 2020. It's no doubt it has been a very special year, and you deliver a Q4 order intake on 17%. Full year it has been 14% decline. On the other hand, you had good operating margin and a strong cash flow. We have seen lockdowns and more. Can you tell us a little bit about the market situation?
Well, if we go back a little bit and start with the history, it's been a very interesting and challenging 2020. It started out very well for 2 months. We were happy, planning for expansions. We had over-exceeded our plans, but then came the first alarming news from China, and then we've seen the lockdowns coming, following. Topping that, which has been the most important macroeconomic deciding factor, is the lockdowns. But of course, we are also seeing the Brexit turmoil, the US presidential elections, and what's followed after that. And what happens when you have uncertainties in the market is that people don't know if they want to, if they dare to spend their money. They don't know in what direction to move, etc. So what we've seen in 2020 is mainly the large projects where we are normally a very small portion of it, but the large project has been postponed, both because there has been lockdown, so you haven't physically been able to deliver it, and it's been lockdowns also in the boardrooms. Should we stay or should we go now, as some UK group said many years ago. But this is what has painted the picture for all of 2020. We saw already, and since we've been through a few crises, we already early March started to prepare. It wasn't a preparation fully acknowledging that this would be so long and so deep lockdowns. But we managed, and I'm very proud that all our employees has been able to adapt to the new environment. We have adopted to new patterns, trying to do digital sales meetings, etc. Of course, it's not the same, and it will probably never be exactly the same. But through fast actions, and that has been all over the organization. It's not just a managerial issue. The whole organization has taken the responsibility, and therefore we managed to keep our margins at the reasonable level. It's not what we expected and what we wanted it to be, but definitely very proud of what we achieved in very, very difficult circumstances.
Yeah, you have been able to keep the margin at the same level as last year, actually. So, but you also, in addition, you have improved the cash flow during the year.
Yeah, and that has also, of course, it's always important. But when you have a crisis like this, cash is king, and you have customers that might have difficulties. We have customers that, don't want to spend the money, etc. So we have been focusing even more on getting our cash back, and also making sure that we are prudent in our spending. And we've been very successful with that, which helps us going forward. Cash is very important. We all know that, both privately and for the company.
So if we look into the different parts of Nederman then, I mean, COVID has obviously had an impact on us, but if we look into the two largest divisions, extraction filtration technology, but also process technology division, can you describe a little bit how that has developed?
Yeah, extraction filtration technology has had, of course, a number of drawbacks in the sales activities. First of all, they haven't been able to be as aggressive on the market, but we have managed, and they have done a very good job keeping up, and they have been hurt a little bit less than process technology. Process technology is extremely dependent on large investments. We have incineration projects, we have large foundries, large smelters, and it's normally huge investments where we are 5-10% of the total investment maybe at most, and therefore this hesitation to spend money has hurt them the most. Although they have been quite good in keeping up the services part as well as the aftermarket part, which has helped them to maintain profitability.
An important part, of course. On the other hand, you had the duct and filter division, who had a better fourth quarter than the previous ones. You also have monitoring control division, which is, let's say, the latest division in the organization, focusing on monitoring equipment and the IoT solution platform. They have had a good year. Why is that?
Well, first of all, if we start with MCT, we added late 19 Gasmet, the fantastic company, and we're very pleased to have all these new co-workers with us, and they have been doing a fantastic job. They have grown over the year, and of course now we have a division that is it's not fully equipped, but with the free acquisition of the 3 years, we have AFS, we have Neomontis, and we have Gasmet, and we have our own developed IoT solution with Nederman Insight, Micropool Assist, and all the different brand names we have. And we see that a slight positive impact from the lockdowns is that people understand that this remote control, knowing, is much better. We have examples of customers who didn't know they had a problem. Our technicians, or actually in the surveillance, saw that you have a problem, and a few weeks later they came back. We want it fully equipped, we want it with service agreement, etc. So there are some insights that comes with the lockdown and the inability to send people across the world to fix things.
And this was a journey you started a few years ago, transforming, let's say, the analog stationary filters into these digital IoT-ready filters. And this year we also connected or launched other filters into the smart filter family. So what you're saying is that this is product that is requested by the customers, and of course also interested to know how has the sales been this year?
No, we have gradually released these new families and added the IoT, and we say everything should be IoT ready, it should be Insight ready, and we have a target within a couple of years, 2 to 3 years, 100% of all stationary filters should be Insight ready. That doesn't mean that everyone will use it, but at least 23%, if I recall correctly, of all delivered filtered last year was Insight ready, and we will continue to see. We have also seen breakthroughs when it comes to our ability to sell Insight to old installation, if I call it that, and I think we are doing the right thing. We are in the forefront, so we have to educate ourselves and we have to educate our customers and show them the benefits. And we continue the development work. We are spending still lots of hours, lots of money to continue to develop it. And we have now, the fabulous thing is now that we have a platform. And what comes now is even more easy for the customer to adopt to, because that gives him the features. But we have spent a lot of time to get the platform getting ready, and now we can give them more of the features that they individually want to have.
Sounds like they can buy the connected filter, it's IoT ready, and they can connect today or in the future. So,
yes, and we claim that we are selling products and systems that are future-proof. We can add on.
Nederman was founded in 1944. You celebrated 75 years last year. It has developed into one of the leading players or companies within industrial air filtration. You have grown with new products, applications, segments, and markets. Nederman has transformed into a clean tech company. You have participated in Swedish National Radio, debated sustainability in clean air in other medias. I understand it's important for the company and the products you have, but at the same time, it seems like it's very important for you personally. Is that right?
Yeah, I have a great interest in nature and all of these things as well. But if you say, I think it should be of interest for everybody. We are now very focused on the COVID situation, but it's still so that more people die every year and has been dying for decades because of bad air, breathing bad air. 90% of the population is not breathing clean air, according to a number of research centers. So I think this is very important, and also the lockdowns, when the industry was closed down, traffic was closed down, we could see articles and also research that says, one said in Europe, this month, because of the lockdowns, 11,000 lives were spared. So I say, we have to put everything in perspective, but this is one of the most important issues going forward. It's the fourth most deadly, it's not a disease, but cause of death in the world today. It's bad air. So I think it's very important that they continuously address this issue. And as we've said, the technology is there, so therefore it's important for people and for politicians to get the focus on this, because we can solve this problem, and it's a matter of willingness and also understanding and knowledge. But the product, the systems, the measurement technology is there, and we are a part of that.
Looking at 2021, how does Brexit impact you, and does you have any exciting acquisitions coming up?
Brexit, I think that Brexit is a done deal. Of course, it will impact a lot of things, especially transportation. It's been much more expensive transport things. It's more difficult to do that. But I think that's something that will take a few months before that's settled, and it will ease up. UK will still be a very important area for it. I think there are even more challenging things. It's the trade wars with China. It is uncertainties in a number of areas, and especially the continuous lockdowns that restrict us from travel, meet customers, develop new. We have been forced to try to do development project over via Skype or Teams or whatever. Fortunately, we have good young engineers that's been able to cope with that. So there are a lot of challenges, and I think that the COVID situation and the lockdowns will, and before vaccine, we will have a tough first 6 months before we gradually start to recover and come back to what is normal or new normal, because I don't think that 1.5 years of lockdowns and so on will just disappear. There will be remnants of that. We will have different traveling patterns, we will have different work patterns. So it's going to be a challenging, but it's also a very interesting new year where we see that the positive effects of what we are doing, the focus on environmental issues will grow, and you can't neglect it when the facts are put in front of you.
And I guess you don't want to answer the acquisition question, but
No, we never do. I will never answer that. So I do like the politicians. I just ignore it. But we can neither confirm nor deny that we are working with that, because that has been an important. We have, through acquisitions, developed new technologies, new geographical area, and we have got in very talented people. And the latest, as I mentioned before, Gasment, they have been an integrated part now for a year in Nederman, and they are contributing massively to both knowledge and profitability, etc.
Okay, Sven. With those words, I would like to thank you. It looks like you have a stable foundation to create the future for clean air, and I wish you and the team good luck going forward.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Live in a new time. Let's sing for the good ones and all the ones we love. We live in a great time.